Testing is an integral part of the human experience, and often it is seen as a hardship or a trial to be avoided. However, it is through testing that our character is refined and strengthened. Life is full of challenges, some expected and others unforeseen, and it is in these moments of testing that we are given the opportunity to grow, evolve, and become the people we were always meant to be. Testing serves not to break us, but to build us, transforming us into individuals who are stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It is the testing of our faith, resolve, and integrity that shapes our character and positions us for success in the future. When we are tested, we are pushed beyond our limits. The circumstances may cause us to feel uncomfortable or uncertain, but it is in that discomfort that we discover new strengths within ourselves. The character we possess is not simply a reflection of our successes, but a result of how we respond to the trials we face. Testing doesn't merely reveal who we are in the moment, it reveals who we have the potential to become. It is through the fire of difficulty that impurities in our character are burned away, leaving behind the pure essence of who we are meant to be. One of the most powerful aspects of testing is its ability to expose our weaknesses. We can live our lives thinking we are prepared for the challenges ahead, only to find ourselves overwhelmed when faced with a difficult situation. This is where testing plays a crucial role. It forces us to confront areas of our character that we may have ignored or been unaware of. Perhaps we are too impatient, too quick to react, or too reliant on our own strength. Testing brings these areas to the surface, providing us with an opportunity to work on them, refine them, and ultimately grow in those areas. In this way, testing becomes a form of self-discovery, helping us understand who we truly are and what we need to work on in order to improve. Furthermore, testing refines our ability to trust. When we are in the midst of a challenge, it's easy to feel as if everything is falling apart. But in those moments, we are also given the chance to trust in something greater than ourselves. It is during the testing of our faith that we learn to rely on God, not just our own abilities. Testing requires us to trust that there is a purpose behind every difficulty, and that in due time there will be a reward for our perseverance. This trust strengthens our faith and enables us to face future challenges with confidence, knowing that we have already endured difficult times and come out stronger on the other side. Testing also cultivates patience. In our fast-paced world, where instant gratification is the norm, testing provides the necessary pause that allows us to learn the art of patience. Through testing, we learn that not everything happens according to our own timeline. There is a process to everything, and that process requires time. Whether it's waiting for a breakthrough, for healing, or for a new opportunity, testing teaches us to wait with hope and expectancy. Patience is not simply about enduring, it's about enduring with the understanding that what we are going through is preparing us for something greater. The ability to wait and remain faithful during times of testing is what leads to true character development. Moreover, testing builds resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep moving forward in the face of adversity, and to remain unshaken by the trials of life. Testing teaches us how to adapt and persevere, even when things don't go according to plan. It reveals our capacity for strength, endurance, and flexibility. Resilience is the key to overcoming obstacles and emerging from challenges with a deeper sense of purpose and strength. Every time we face a test and rise above it, we build a foundation of resilience that makes us more capable of facing the future. As we are tested, we are also being prepared for greater responsibilities. It is often said that we cannot be entrusted with much if we cannot handle the little things. Testing is a preparation for the greater things that are to come. The lessons learned in times of struggle equip us with the wisdom and experience necessary for future success. Every test that we overcome sharpens our character, enhances our leadership abilities, and deepens our understanding of the world around us. The more we endure, the more capable we become of handling the challenges that will arise as we move forward. Testing is not just about surviving, it's about thriving and being ready for what lies ahead. The ultimate goal of testing is not just survival, but transformation. Testing is meant to refine us, to transform us into people who are more compassionate, more focused, more dedicated to our purpose, and more committed to our principles. It's a process of shaping our character. not just by what we achieve, but by who we become in the process. The true value of testing lies not in the outcome, but in the transformation it brings about in us. As we navigate the challenges of life, we are shaped by them, and we emerge as individuals who have been tested, refined, and ultimately strengthened. In conclusion, testing is not something to fear or avoid, but something to embrace as a vital part of our journey. It is through testing that our character is refined and our strength is built. The challenges we face teach us lessons in trust, patience, resilience, and growth. They expose areas of weakness, allowing us to work on them and emerge stronger. As we endure and persevere, we become individuals who are better equipped for the future, ready to take on greater challenges and to rise to new heights. Testing refines us, strengthens us, and prepares us for the greatness that lies ahead. Faith is the bedrock upon which everything meaningful in life is built. It is the foundation of all that we do, the unseen force that drives us forward, and the anchor that keeps us steady in times of uncertainty. Without faith, we are like a building without a strong foundation, vulnerable to collapse at the slightest storm or hardship. Faith is not merely a passive belief, but an active force that shapes the way we perceive and interact with the world. It is the belief in something greater than ourselves, in a purpose that transcends the immediate and in the unseen possibilities that lie ahead. Faith is the essence of human endurance. When faced with adversity, it is faith that gives us the strength to keep moving forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. Life often presents challenges that seem insurmountable, obstacles that make us question our ability to endure, yet it is in these very moments that faith becomes crucial. Faith empowers us to continue, even when our circumstances suggest that we should give up. It teaches us to look beyond what we see and to trust that there is a greater plan in motion, even when we cannot comprehend it at the moment. Faith provides the lens through which we view the world. It shifts our perspective from limitations to possibilities. When we have faith, we begin to see opportunities in every challenge, lessons in every failure, and strength in every trial. Faith allows us to understand that our present circumstances do not define us. Our true value is determined not by what is happening in the moment, but by the belief in our purpose and the potential we hold within. Faith helps us tap into this potential, propelling us toward greatness, regardless of the obstacles that may stand in our way. At its core, faith is trust. It is trust in the unseen and the unknown. It requires us to believe in something we cannot see, touch, or fully understand. This trust is not just a mental exercise, but a deep conviction that we hold within our hearts. It is this trust that fuels our perseverance, that gives us the courage to take bold steps even when the outcome is uncertain. Trust is the foundation upon which our dreams are built. When we trust in our purpose and our path, we can move forward without fear, knowing that we are guided by a higher power. One of the greatest strengths of faith is its ability to shape our actions. True faith is not just about what we believe, but about how we act on those beliefs. It is about taking the steps necessary to align our actions with our vision, even when we cannot see the immediate results. Faith challenges us to step out of our comfort zones and to take risks in the pursuit of our goals. It compels us to take action, even when the outcome is uncertain. Faith is not passive, it is dynamic. It calls us to engage with life, to be bold, and to trust that, with each step we take, we are moving closer to the fulfillment of our purpose. Faith also nurtures resilience. It is through faith that we develop the strength to bounce back from setbacks. When we encounter failure or disappointment, it is easy to lose hope and to doubt our abilities. But faith teaches us to look beyond the temporary setbacks and to see the bigger picture. It reminds us that failure is not the end, but merely a part of the journey. Faith helps us to understand that setbacks are opportunities for growth and development. With faith, we are able to rise above our challenges, learn from our mistakes, and continue moving forward. Faith is not just about personal strength, it is also about connection. It is through faith that we connect with others on a deeper level. When we share our faith with others, we create a bond that transcends the superficial differences that might divide us. Faith unites us in our shared belief in something greater than ourselves. It reminds us that we are all part of a larger story, a story that is unfolding in ways we may not fully understand but are called to participate in. Faith is the force that binds us together, creating a community of people who support and uplift each other as they walk together toward a shared purpose. Moreover, faith shapes our ability to overcome fear. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that can hold us back in life. It keeps us stuck in our comfort zones, preventing us from taking the necessary risks to achieve our goals. But faith gives us the courage to face our fears head on. It enables us to move forward even when the road ahead seems uncertain, knowing that we are not alone. Faith in a higher power and in our purpose gives us the confidence to face whatever challenges come our way, knowing that no matter how difficult the path may seem, we have the strength to overcome. Another powerful aspect of faith is its ability to bring peace. In a world filled with chaos, uncertainty, and conflict, faith offers a refuge. It allows us to trust in the bigger picture and to believe that, in the end, all will work out as it should. When we hold on to our faith, we are able to find peace in the midst of turmoil. Faith helps us release the need to control every aspect of our lives, to surrender to the process, and to trust that everything is unfolding according to a divine plan. Faith also has a transformative power. It is through faith that we can experience personal transformation. As we trust and believe in something greater than ourselves, we begin to change from the inside out. Our mindset shifts, our perspectives evolve, and we become more aligned with our true purpose. Faith calls us to become better versions of ourselves, to grow in wisdom, compassion, and strength. It challenges us to stretch beyond our limits, to grow in ways we never thought possible. In conclusion, faith is the foundation that supports every area of our lives. It gives us strength in times of weakness, perspective in moments of uncertainty, and the courage to pursue our dreams. Faith is not passive, but an active force that shapes our actions, develops our resilience, and connects us to a higher purpose. It helps us overcome fear, brings us peace, and leads us to personal transformation. With faith as our foundation, there is no challenge too great, no obstacle insurmountable, and no dream too distant. Faith is the key to unlocking the life we were always meant to live. Patience is a virtue that is often underappreciated in a world that thrives on instant gratification and quick results. In today's fast-paced society, we are conditioned to expect things to happen quickly and effortlessly. We want results now, and we often grow frustrated when things don't unfold according to our desired timeline. Yet, patience is one of the most powerful tools we can possess. It is through patience that we are able to navigate life's challenges with grace, allowing us to develop the strength, wisdom, and resilience needed for the future. Patience is more than just waiting. It is the ability to endure difficult circumstances without losing faith or becoming bitter. It is an inner strength that helps us stay focused on our goals, even when progress seems slow or when the obstacles in our way appear insurmountable. Patience is the steady hand that guides us through moments of uncertainty, teaching us that things will unfold in due time and that we must remain steadfast in our trust. When we talk about patience bearing fruit, we are speaking of the idea that the process of waiting is not in vain. Patience is not a passive state of doing nothing. It is an active choice to remain persistent, to keep moving forward, and to trust that everything has its season. Just like a seed planted in the soil, the process of growth takes time. It requires nurturing care and attention. Similarly, when we are patient, we give ourselves the space to grow and evolve, trusting that the results of our efforts will eventually come to fruition. The fruit of patience is seen in many aspects of life. One of the most profound benefits of patience is the growth of character. Patience teaches us to persevere through adversity, to remain calm in the face of challenges, and to trust in the timing of our journey. As we practice patience, we learn to temper our impulses and to make decisions that are not driven by immediate desires, but by long-term vision and purpose. It is in this process of waiting and enduring that we cultivate the qualities of strength, resilience, and wisdom that ultimately serve us in achieving our goals. Another fruit of patience is the development of a deeper sense of peace. When we learn to embrace the waiting process, we let go of the anxiety and frustration that comes with rushing things. Patience allows us to trust that we are exactly where we are supposed to be, and that everything is unfolding according to a divine plan. This understanding brings a sense of calm, knowing that the struggle is not permanent and that the right outcome will come in its own time. Patience teaches us to find peace in the journey, even when the destination seems far off. Patience also leads to greater emotional maturity. When we are patient, we learn to control our emotions rather than letting them control us. In times of waiting or adversity, it is easy to become impatient, frustrated, or discouraged. However, by practicing patience, we develop the ability to respond to situations with clarity and composure. We learn to accept that not everything is within our control and that we must trust in the process. This emotional stability allows us to navigate challenges more effectively and to make decisions that are not driven by short-term emotions but by long-term goals. In addition to personal growth, patience also plays a crucial role in our relationships. In relationships with others, patience is essential for understanding, compassion, and connection. People are not perfect, and no relationship is without its challenges. Patience allows us to approach others with kindness and understanding, even when their actions or words may test our limits. It teaches us to give others the time and space they need to grow and to support them through their own struggles. In this way, patience strengthens our connections and helps build stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Furthermore, patience allows us to remain open to the lessons that life has to offer. Every challenge, setback, or delay has something to teach us. When we are impatient, we often miss the lessons that are hidden in the process. But when we choose patience, we open ourselves up to growth. We begin to see each experience, no matter how difficult, as an opportunity to learn and evolve. Patience helps us stay present, teaching us to appreciate the small steps and incremental progress that lead us to our ultimate goals. One of the most powerful examples of patience bearing fruit is found in nature. Consider the process of a tree growing from a small seed. The seed is buried in the earth, and for a time there is no visible growth. It may seem as if nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, the seed is slowly taking root, drawing nutrients from the soil, and preparing itself to sprout. Over time, the tree begins to emerge, growing taller and stronger, until it bears fruit. This process of growth takes time, but the result is a flourishing tree that provides shade, shelter, and nourishment to those around it. In the same way, our lives often require time and patience to fully unfold. We may not see the results of our efforts immediately, but that does not mean that growth is not happening. Like the seed, we are constantly evolving, learning, and preparing ourselves for the fruit that is to come. Patience allows us to trust in the process, knowing that every step we take brings us closer to the fulfillment of our purpose. Patience also allows us to cultivate gratitude. When we are patient, we become more attuned to the blessings we have in the present moment. We learn to appreciate the small victories and the lessons learned along the way, rather than focusing solely on the end goal. Patience teaches us to be present and to savor the journey, rather than rushing through life in search of the next achievement. Finally, patience teaches us the importance of timing. We may be ready to move forward, but there are seasons in life when the timing is simply not right. Patience teaches us to wait for the right moment, to trust that everything will unfold as it should, and to take action when the time is aligned with our purpose. Just as a fruit ripens in its own time, so too does the fulfillment of our dreams and goals. In conclusion, patience is not simply about waiting for things to happen. It is an active practice of trust, endurance, and growth. Patience bears fruit by cultivating character, emotional maturity, peace, and stronger relationships. It allows us to appreciate the journey, learn from our experiences, and prepare for the blessings that are on their way. When we embrace patience, we open ourselves to the profound power of timing, and we become capable of bearing the fruit of our labor in its perfect season. Sacrifice and surrender are concepts that often carry deep meaning in our spiritual, emotional, and personal growth journeys. At their core, both sacrifice and surrender require a level of selflessness that calls for us to let go of what we desire in the moment for something greater, something more lasting, and something in alignment with our higher purpose. These actions are not about weakness or defeat, but about strength, trust, and a willingness to embrace what is truly important. In embracing sacrifice and surrender, we begin to tap into the deeper dimensions of our potential and purpose. Sacrifice is often misunderstood in the context of modern living. It is easy to think of sacrifice as a form of loss or giving up something precious. However, in its truest form, sacrifice is not about loss, but about gaining something more meaningful. It is about choosing the higher path, even when it requires discomfort or letting go of the comforts and pleasures of the present. When we sacrifice, we choose what is best in the long term over what might satisfy us in the moment. It is a conscious decision to align our actions with our values, even when it demands more from us than we initially desire. Sacrifice often involves the willingness to step out of our comfort zones and take risks. Whether it's sacrificing time, energy, or resources, we make these sacrifices because we believe that there is something greater on the horizon. This could be in the form of achieving a significant goal, serving others, or fulfilling a higher calling. Sacrifice is the bridge between where we are and where we know we are meant to be. When we choose to sacrifice, we recognize that our present situation is not the final destination, and we are willing to endure short-term discomfort for long-term fulfillment and success. Surrender, on the other hand, involves yielding control over to a higher power or force. Surrender does not mean giving up or resigning to circumstances. It means recognizing that some things are beyond our control and trusting that the universe, God, or whatever force we believe in will guide us. In surrender, we let go of our need to manipulate outcomes and instead choose to trust in the process, even when we do not understand it fully. It is a conscious decision to release the desire for control and to accept that we are part of a larger plan that is unfolding in divine timing. Surrender is often one of the most difficult actions for people to take, as it challenges the ego and our desire for autonomy. We want to believe that we are the masters of our own destiny, that we can control every aspect of our lives, and that we can force things to happen according to our will. However, surrender teaches us that there are many things beyond our control. It invites us to trust the divine order of life and to step back, allowing the necessary changes and outcomes to unfold naturally. This act of letting go often creates space for greater peace, fulfillment, and alignment with our true path. The act of surrender is particularly important in our relationships with others. We cannot control the actions, thoughts, or behaviors of those around us, and attempting to do so often leads to frustration and strain. By surrendering to the reality that others are on their own unique journeys, we free ourselves from the need to manipulate or control them. In doing so, we open the door for deeper connection, mutual respect, and understanding. Surrender, in this sense, allows us to love others without expectation, without the need for them to meet our specific needs or fulfill our desires. Both sacrifice and surrender require humility. They are rooted in the understanding that we are not the center of the universe, that our desires and will are not always the most important force at play. In surrendering, we acknowledge that we are part of something greater, and in sacrifice, we recognize that sometimes our own desires must be put aside for the greater good. These actions demand that we let go of the false belief that we are in control of everything, and instead embrace the wisdom that comes with trusting in something bigger than ourselves. In the realm of personal growth, sacrifice and surrender are essential tools for transformation. As we move through life, we often encounter challenges that push us to grow and evolve. These challenges might require us to let go of old habits, outdated beliefs, or relationships that no longer serve our highest good. In this process, sacrifice and surrender allow us to embrace change without resistance. They enable us to shed the old in order to make room for the new, creating space for personal and spiritual growth to unfold. Sacrifice and surrender also foster gratitude. When we sacrifice for something greater, we come to appreciate the value of what we are pursuing and the blessings that come from our efforts. Similarly, when we surrender to divine timing and purpose, we develop a deeper sense of trust in the universe, which can lead to a greater sense of peace and contentment. Instead of being fixated on what we lack, we learn to be grateful for what we have and for the opportunities that arise from letting go of our expectations. In terms of leadership and service, sacrifice and surrender are also vital qualities. A true leader is someone who understands the need to put the needs of others before their own. Sacrificing personal time, resources, and energy for the good of others is the hallmark of a selfless leader. Likewise, surrendering to the collective wisdom of a team or community, rather than holding on to a rigid individual agenda, allows for greater collaboration and success. What comes before blessings is often misunderstood. Many people desire the blessings, but few are willing to embrace the process that precedes them. Blessings are not arbitrary or random, they are intentional gifts, often tied to preparation, obedience, testing, faith, patience, and surrender. Today, let us explore what must occur before blessings manifest in our lives, so we may align ourselves with the process and be ready to receive them fully. Before blessings, there is always preparation. Imagine a farmer planting seeds in the soil. The harvest, which is the blessing, does not come until the ground is tilled, the seeds are sown, and the soil is nurtured. Similarly, in life, blessings demand readiness. God will not pour his abundance into unprepared hands. Are you ready for the blessings you are asking for? Have you sharpened your skills, cultivated discipline, and prepared your heart? Preparation ensures that when the blessing arrives, you can handle it responsibly and use it effectively. Without preparation, blessings can be squandered or even become burdens. Before blessings manifest in your life, there is one crucial step that cannot be overlooked: preparation. Many people desire blessings and favor, but few are willing to go through the necessary process of preparation to receive them. It's easy to wish for success, prosperity, and divine favor, but it is through preparation that we become ready to handle these blessings when they come. True preparation involves more than just waiting. It requires active participation, growth, and readiness in both heart and mind. Preparation is a critical part of God's plan for your life. Think of a gardener preparing the soil before planting. The seeds cannot thrive if they are placed on hard, rocky ground. The soil must first be tilled, fertilized, and watered. Similarly, your life requires the right environment for blessings to take root and grow. If your mind is unprepared, if your heart is unhealed, and if your character has not been shaped, you will find it difficult to sustain the blessings that God desires to pour into your life. Preparation ensures that you are not only ready to receive, but also ready to manage and grow with what is given to you. When you are in a season of preparation, you may face challenges that seem difficult to understand at the time. You may feel as though you are waiting endlessly or even struggling through seasons of hardship. But these trials are often part of the process. Just as a muscle grows stronger through resistance, your character, your skills, and your understanding grow through adversity. In the moments of struggle, when things seem tough or unclear, remember that God is using these times to prepare you for something greater. The lessons learned during these seasons are foundational for the blessings that will come. One of the first things preparation teaches you is the importance of discipline. Blessings are not something that can be obtained without effort or sacrifice. The world teaches us that success comes easily to those who are fortunate or lucky, but true success and divine blessings are earned through hard work, focus, and consistent effort. Preparation is not just about what you do during moments of opportunity, but about what you do during the moments when nobody is watching. It's in the small daily decisions that build the foundation for greater things to come. If you are not disciplined in your actions, your blessings will slip through your fingers like sand. Through preparation, you learn how to structure your time, use your resources wisely, and avoid distractions. Preparation also requires an investment in your personal growth. It means developing your skills, broadening your understanding, and making yourself available to new opportunities. Think about Joseph in the Bible. His journey to greatness did not happen overnight, nor did it happen without preparation. His time in Potiphar's house, his time in prison, and his time as a servant all prepared him for the moment when he would rise to power in Egypt. Each of these experiences refined his leadership abilities, his ability to manage resources, and his ability to handle the pressures of responsibility. It was during these times that Joseph's character was shaped. He was being prepared to handle the immense blessings that would come with his rise to power. In the process of preparation, it's important to understand that it is not just about external actions, it is about internal transformation as well. A major part of preparation is the work God does within you. He prepares your heart to handle blessings with humility and gratitude. It's easy to become proud or arrogant when blessings come, but true preparation keeps you grounded. As God prepares you, He may reveal areas of your life that need healing or growth, areas where you have been holding on to unforgiveness, fear, or pride. If these issues are not dealt with, the blessings that come may only serve to highlight weaknesses in your character. Preparation works in tandem with purification, refining you from the inside out so that you can carry the weight of your blessings with integrity. Another key part of preparation is learning to align yourself with God's timing. Too often we try to rush the process, wanting blessings now rather than waiting for the perfect moment. But blessings come at the right time, God's time. He knows when you are truly ready to receive what He has in store for you. In the waiting, He is shaping you, aligning your circumstances, and positioning you for success. If you rush ahead of God's timing, you risk receiving blessings that you are not yet equipped to handle. However, when you trust the process, wait on His timing, and prepare in the meantime, you will find that when the blessings come, they are perfectly suited to the person you have become. Preparation also helps you develop an attitude of gratitude. When you spend time preparing, when you've worked, sacrificed, and grown, you will understand the value of the blessings you receive. They will not be taken for granted, but cherished and used for a greater purpose. You will be able to see that your elevation is not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of those around you. You will be in a better position to bless others, to serve your community, and to make a positive impact in the world. In conclusion, preparation is the key that unlocks the door to blessings. It requires hard work, discipline, patience, and a willingness to grow. But the rewards of preparation far outweigh the challenges. When you invest in your growth, refine your character, and trust in God's timing, you position yourself to receive the abundant blessings He has planned for you. Embrace the process of preparation and know that it is not a delay, but a divine opportunity to get ready for something greater. The blessings will come, but only after you've done the work of preparing to receive them. Obedience is a principle that many people overlook in their quest for blessings and favor. They desire the benefits of a fulfilled life, prosperity, and divine favor, but often fail to realize that the key to unlocking these blessings is obedience. Obedience is not merely following instructions, it is an active commitment to living according to principles that align with God's will. At its core, obedience is an expression of trust. It signifies that we trust God enough to follow His ways, even when those ways seem difficult or unclear. In a world where independence is often celebrated, obedience may feel like submission. However, in the kingdom of God, true freedom comes through submission to His will. It's only when we submit to His guidance that we truly unlock the favor and blessings that He has in store for us. This is why obedience is so important. It demonstrates that we value God's wisdom more than our own understanding, and that we are willing to put His commands above our personal desires. When we obey God, we align ourselves with His purpose for our lives. We recognize that our existence is not random and that every command given to us is for our ultimate good. Sometimes the call to obedience comes in ways that are not easy to understand. We may not immediately see the benefit or the outcome, but obedience means following even when we can't see the full picture. God's ways are higher than our ways, and His understanding far exceeds ours. Trusting in His plan, even in the absence of immediate results, opens the door to favor that would otherwise remain closed. One of the key aspects of obedience is the willingness to follow God's instructions, even when they conflict with our natural inclinations. For example, God may ask us to forgive someone who has wronged us, even when every part of us wants to hold on to bitterness. In these moments, obedience is not about following our emotions, it's about following God's word. It's through these acts of obedience that we demonstrate our trust in His ways. In fact, it is often in these moments of difficulty that God's favor is most powerfully unlocked in our lives. By stepping out in faith and obedience, we allow God to do something in us that we could never accomplish on our own. Obedience also involves understanding that blessings are not earned through striving, but through alignment with God's will. This is not about working for favor, but about positioning yourself to receive it. The blessings that come from God are freely given, but they are often contingent on our obedience. This means that when we follow God's guidance, we open ourselves up to receiving the abundance and favor that He desires to pour into our lives. It is not about us deserving the blessings, but about us being in a position to accept them. Moreover, obedience strengthens our relationship with God. As we consistently obey, we grow in intimacy with Him. It is through obedience that we prove our love for Him. In the book of John, Jesus says, "If you love me, keep my commandments," John 14:15. Obedience is the evidence of love. When we follow God's commands, we are not simply fulfilling a duty, we are deepening our connection to Him. This deepened relationship opens the door for favor because God delights in those who honor Him. A life marked by obedience is a life marked by favor because God responds to those who seek to please Him. It is also important to recognize that obedience is not just about following God's commands when they are easy, but being faithful in the small things, even when no one is watching. Many times we think of obedience in terms of large, life-changing decisions. However, the daily choices we make, the way we handle our finances, treat others, or manage our time are just as important. God rewards obedience in the small things because they reflect the condition of our hearts. In the parable of the talents, Jesus tells us that those who are faithful in small things will be entrusted with greater things, Matthew 25:21. When we prove ourselves trustworthy in the little things, we demonstrate that we are prepared to handle the blessings that come with greater responsibility. There is also a divine connection between obedience and the release of supernatural favor. Favor is not just about earthly success, it is the grace and blessing of God that elevates us beyond our natural capabilities. Obedience positions us to receive favor that transcends human effort. When we are obedient, God steps in and multiplies what we are doing. It is His favor that opens doors that no man can shut. And it is His favor that elevates us in ways we could never achieve on our own. When we walk in obedience, we place ourselves in the path of divine intervention. God's favor is not limited by our ability, it is unlimited by His grace. Ultimately, obedience unlocks favor because it is the key to positioning ourselves for the life God has designed for us. We often think of favor as something that happens unexpectedly, but favor follows obedience. Just as a tree does not bear fruit without the right conditions, we cannot experience the fullness of God's blessings without the right alignment with His will. The more we walk in obedience, the more we position ourselves for favor, blessings, and divine elevation blessings.